to go into game 2, picks and bans. That first set was crazy, and by the sound of it, you don't like the tank boot meta.
No, I mean, it is what it is, right? You just got to play with what is put in front of you. But, I mean, I'm a mid laner. I like damage. I like seeing big numbers pop up and you feel awesome. I like dropping a lightning storm on top of a 5-man taunt. That's what I like, personally.
That's what you dream about.
That's what I dream about. And I do not like Circats with 2,500 HP going in and doing a million damage still.
Terra immediately banned out, no hesitation. We saw some target bans coming out last match, but now it's just going to be target bans for this previous match. Terra banned out Nemesis. Aware Gaming aren't necessarily as worried banning out Nim.
No, Nemesis just standard ban. Exactly. You don't want to let Jumpahhh have it. Jumpahhh, I don't think has played it yet this split, but you don't really have to show that you have a Nemesis to make teams think that you probably have a Nemesis. Yeah. The Robin ban from eLevate not wanting DoctorL to get that god. And here's Aware banning away Zeus, where you would think that it would be eLevate with the Zeus ban.
Bacchus, Khepri, Athena available for Team eLevate, and this may be the swing that they need. They love all 3 of these, but gonna pick up the Thor.
They don't have to worry about picking one up because they do have 3 options available to them. But yet again, I think we saw it last week as well. eLevate, they don't like Fafnir. They don't like to play it, and apparently Aware doesn't either. Picking up Athena and Guan Yu. This time, they're the ones with the Guan Yu. They want to be the ones to sustain up with that conviction heal instead of the AoE obelisk that you have to stand in.
I mean, you're not going to get that from Team eLevate because it was banned out. So Guan Yu is already a huge pickup for Team Aware because, I mean, eLevate aren't really going to be able to find anything as good. Geb and Vulcan picked up. That is very nice for Truancii.
I like this draft thus far from eLevate. Yes, they gave up the Guan Yu, and all of my console brethren are saying, oh no, it's game over because it's Guan Yu. But, I mean, first of all, 7 wins and 17 picks, not GG as soon as someone locks in Guan Yu. But we see that eLevate immediately able to respond with the Geb, willing to take a... Wait a minute, is that it? That's 3 potential Guardians. Okay, so it's got to be Athena jungle, right? Or Guan Yu jungle.
Sylvanus solo. Maybe.
There is no way Sylvanus is anywhere but support. That is like the only pick here for Aware that I'm like, this is where it is. The scaling's better than Kraken on his ult, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, maybe Athena support Guan Yu jungle. We've seen that before.
We have seen that before. You know, DJ Pernicus on the PC side for Eager, a big proponent of that. Matt Koiz for Most Wanted during Season 2, a huge Guan Yu jungle player. So we'll see what Aware wants to do, but I don't understand why they showed their hand. I mean, is eLevate going to pick Sylvanus? No. Is eLevate going to ban Sylvanus? No. Why show your hand here? You could have baited out multiple jungle bans if you would just picked a mid laner there. If you would just picked a hunter there. You could have baited out so many different bans that you didn't need to show them. Why pick the Sylvanus there?
I guess they're pretty confident, but last bans coming out going to be the Odin and Kronos. No surprise there. Freya and Neith attacking that ADC in mid-roll. Soul picked up by Aware.
Interesting to see Soul here when I think... Okay, so I'm going to assume right now that this Athena is jungle. For whatever reason, that's what I'm feeling deep down in here. And whenever I think of Athena jungle, I think I want a big burst of damage and CC coming off my Athena taunt out of the jungle. Soul doesn't really fit that bill. I'm thinking of Scylla. I'm thinking of Zeus, some solid damage off of the taunt. I'm thinking of taunt into Whirlpool, locking down the other team. Those sorts of things are what I think about whenever I think of Athena jungle with a mid synergizing. Now this Soul could be going into the hunter role, but it looks like it's going to be Hou Yi. An interesting draft from Aware, to say the least. I mean, on the other side, eLevate, strongest CC in the game right now, knockups. eLevate have 4 of them on their side. They've got the Fearless, they've got the knockup from Geb, the Meatball from Vulcan, and of course the Persistent Gust from Jing Wei. So very strong team on the side of eLevate. eLevate much more of a, you come to us, we wait for you to dash taunt us, and then we Geb shield the taunt, we cleanse the taunt away, and then immediately turn onto your backliners that have stepped up to try and support off the taunt.
This Aware roster is still baffling me. I'm 100% curious to see where everything is. It's going to be a solo Guan Yu. You were right. Athena jungle. And support Sylvanus. Soul in the mid lane and Hou Yi ADC.
Athena jungle is really good. I think it works really, really well. The high base damage allows you to clear fairly well enough early that you don't have to worry about it. You can also get the Wrath, just like Mollusk has, to augment that clear early, as well as help objectively secure your Gold Furies, your Fire Giants. Maybe Aware can finally get a Gold Fury this game. But again, the Soul pick doesn't really mesh with me. I would have preferred, I think Poseidon would have been a phenomenal pick here. It does so well at punishing Geb for his poor early game. Taunt into Whirlpool Kraken on Geb for the first 12 minutes is really difficult to deal with if you're ripping holes.
The cripple would have been nice too, but looking at Aware's gaming comp, eLevate need to build anti-heal. There is no reason you do not build it. You have a Sylvanus, and you're going against a Guan Yu.
Just going all in for this sort of sustain comp, sustain and tankiness. And while the Poseidon would have been better synergizing off the Athena taunt, if you want sustained damage in a team fight, Soul is definitely a better call in that sort of scenario. So I can understand the pick in that sort of mindset where Poseidon is kind of a Whirlpool Kraken, okay, now I wait for the next 12 seconds until my Whirlpool is back up, but even then I'm not as effective. Whereas Soul, as far as mages go, one of the best at sustained DPS over the course of a team fight. So the game plan for Aware here is going to be protect Hou Yi, protect Soul, let them do whatever they want to do in the team fights, keep the other team off them.
I'm loving the aggression coming out from eLevate, but Mollusk wants to go ahead and answer back with that Athena, getting a little bit of damage onto Truancii. No Magma Bomb connection with Truancii either.
That's okay. I mean, Truancii just going to be looking to farm up the wave. Vulcan, well, a lot like Soul, willing to try and just wait out this early game, wants to just hang out and get that farm online.
Most of this aggression has been coming out of the duo lane. I was not expecting eLevate to be able to push Aware as hard with that Sylvanus, but is this going to be normal coming out from Geb versus Sylv?
I mean, we saw Aware get pushed under tower with Neath Terra, so anything is possible. That's the way I see it. I mean, if you're getting pushed under tower with Terra and Neath, you could get pushed under tower by anything.
Definitely working out for them so far. I think it just goes more for the play style of the teams and just having that confidence and having the abilities with that god to be able to push forward. But nothing really happened too much over in duo lane, except now Mollusk has rotated over. I don't think anybody realizes that Rippin Hole's gonna get taunted back in a little too early and instead taking a lot of damage. Cameron is gonna find a nice pull coming out from Kenshin. The dive bomb gonna be good, and they're gonna find the first blood onto Rippin Holes. That Gab is gone.
Rippin Holes needed to save the shield a little bit longer there to try and save himself, and then gets the rollout blocked and or pulled by Kenshin. Not sure exactly what happened there, but another excellent rotation from Mollusk, and not being predictable is really important. Last time, we saw him sit by that solo side, waiting for the gank at level 4. This time, coming over to the duo lane, and this, again, eLevate. Last time, they were prevented from warding by Aware's grouping on the right-hand side, but this time, no wards from eLevate, and they would have been up in time to spot that rotation from Mollusk, so saving that 50 gold ends up costing them the first blood, and it going to CaMeRxN is great news for Aware.
Niqued trying to take these fire imps is going to be able to help out with Jumpahhh. Not going to find anything onto the retreating laner, but instead going to head back. I like the tier into the Guan Yu, but which one has the better on paper?
I mean, Guan Yu is definitely going to control this lane for a little bit because Tyr won't be able to one-shot it with that Fearless Power Cleave combo. He can just stay, use Conviction on the minions as soon as they get grouped together, and then Tyr's kind of out of luck as far as clear goes. But once Tyr is able to max his abilities, he's going to be able to out-rotate the Guan Yu.
Look at that rotation coming out from Aware, taking this damage camp. I mean,
Zoning
they were
top.
none the wiser, just the zoning good. Rippin Holes, rotating over, but it's already gone.
Already gone, and that's because eLevate elects to clear out this middle wave instead, not being on time for their buffs yet again. Jumpahhh was on time for his speed buff. Typical jungler, always more worried about the speed buff than my red buff, but it's okay. At least they got one of them.
Salty run back there, but two-man taking out this mana camp. They've already seen what Aware Gaming want to do. They want to take every little bit of experience and gold off the map, start early, and it's definitely worked out for them so far. And I saw a rotation coming over from Guan Yu. He was checking out these camps, but he wanted to go into mid lane because there was a 3v3 potential. But as soon as eLevate backed off to go take their own speed camp, that was the call. We saw DoctorL do a complete 180, go back towards the lane, and then the rest of Aware went and took a buff.
And that's what you have to do. You just have to be cognizant of where your rotations are coming from and potential rotations from the other side as well. Aware is content to farm up for a little bit longer, but once we hit double digits on that clock, once we hit around 10 minutes, that's where the tankiness will start to become relevant for Aware. They'll start to have that extra base HP and protection from this tanky lineup, and their damage dealers will start to be able to do the damage that they need them to do with this tanky lineup.
All right, hold on 1 second. Double tap coming onto Cameron, gonna be able to jump away, but just see how much damage that did. If anything, I'd be very surprised if Aware Gaming played it a little safer in the duo lane for a little while longer.
I mean, there are no wards up quite yet for Aware, so they did not see that rotation from Jumpahhh. Leveling up that hammer, definitely the right call. If you're comfortable, making sure you're landing it. The burst damage and poke is just really, really strong. However, the poke not as relevant against a heavy sustain comp like Aware have.
5 minutes, 20 seconds in, Aware Gaming may be able to take their first Gold Fury from this set. It's gotten down to about 50%. Rippin Holes is available, trying to go ahead and take it. Gonna get a nice knockup, but the Supernova gonna be able to take it for themselves. And now Rippin Holes get a little bit of damage. Jumpahhh crashing in, able to find Kenshin, punish him for it.
Kenshin is gonna be the sacrificial lamb there for the Gold Fury. With the Wrath available, nothing Rippin really could have done all by himself trying to contest that Gold Fury. Overall, a win for Aware. However, they need to make sure they're spreading out and getting the necessary farm to make sure they aren't losing too much for taking that Gold Fury.
Jumpahhh losing a little bit of health here too, and forcing out the ultimate from DoctorL. Keegs also getting stunned out. They're continuing to chase this Vulcan ultimate coming through, and L able to find Jumpahhh. Truancii not going to lock down with anybody, but the Magma Bomb going to be very close. Boronic getting channeled by the Athena, but Truancii going to be able to take him out. Niqued unfortunately lost the ult there.
Just too late on that Athena ultimate, but Mollusk was more concerned with picking up KeegsMate than saving the soul, which is an okay trade-off. Again, look at the lead that Cameron has already.
Gross.
Whenever you're going for this tanky lineup, it's very important that your damage dealers don't fall behind because you rely so much more heavily on them whenever you do have a Guardian in the jungle. So you have to make sure that they're online early and often, getting those items and farming well, and Cameron's off to a great start. Already 500 gold up because of that first blood and then the assist. And they also burned Keegs' purification there. So as soon as Keegs goes aggressive on Cameron, he should be calling for that Defender of Olympus. Hey, Keegs dashed. We've got to kill every single time, because if he just lands down, he doesn't even have to be on that side of the map. He could be farming a speed buff or a blue buff on the right side. And as soon as that Defender of Olympus comes in, you're able to reposition and get another kill onto Keegs. That'd be very, very big for Cameron, and we'll have to see if Aware wants to take advantage of that.
Communication still good from both teams, but Aware really stepping it up. Also, 2 out of the 3 of eLevate's red buffs have gone to Aware Gaming from their rotations, and now able to take the mid harpies as well as their own speed buff. So it's a slow burn when it comes to farming up these camps and lanes. But it's working out for Aware Gaming right now. About 2K ahead.
It is working out, but Truancii not suffering too much from losing 2 out of his 3 red buffs. Still doing in a decent spot in the middle lane. But now in the solo lane, Niqued gonna have to use the ultimate. DoctorL forced his out as well. Missed taunt there from Mollusk. Probably wouldn't have resulted in a kill, but maybe a little bit more poke could have forced Tyr to back possibly. Oh, he did anyways, that's okay.
I mean, trading out the ultimates at least, and then rotating back into the mid lane. Gonna find a double tap on the Boronic. Teleport forward, try to find the spin to win, but not gonna do too much damage. Plus, the Disapparate's gonna get sold out of jail every time.
Not only that, but Jumpahh's okay with going aggressive there because he has Rippin there with him.
Yep.
Able to use that Geb shield if he were to get plucked under tower or something along those lines. Not too worried about it. And Rippin on this Geb, we'll have to see how he does because he is a big proponent of Khepri. He's been like the only player that has consistently wanted to play Khepri. And it's the same style of support, the same sort of defensive, help my teammate style.
Nice taunt coming out from Mollusk, forcing out the purification from Truancii. Not gonna find the pull. It was just hairs off the mark.
It was a field goal, right in between the uprights, split them. But like we said, we'll have to see how Rippin wants to do on this Geb, that defensive style. That time, Mollusk came underneath him, behind him, never saw him, was able to dash behind Rippin and able to get the taunt onto the priority target and was able to force the purification. You don't want to have to use purification when your Geb is there. That's why you pick Geb, to cleanse CC so you don't have to use relics on it. But that time Rippin just not looking in the right position, so Mollusk able to capitalize and pick up that relic.
I mean, and every little bit counts. It's going to be a nice prime target until that comes back up for another 115 seconds. And without that purification, Vulcan's a sitting duck.
He sure is. Mollusk able to get some poke here, probably not actually going to use the taunt at all. Didn't really feel like it.
Not
Here
moving.
it is.
He saw the other two members coming in here. Now it's time. Plus the ultimate coming through. Supernova not going to connect, and instead they don't want to take any extra tower damage.
Again, just not enough burst damage out of the Soul at this stage of the game.
Look at
Soul
DoctorL.
really needs 3 or 4 items online to be able to follow up effectively.
DoctorL wanted to make a play out of this, waiting for them to push forward just a little bit, but then the rotations coming out from Niqued as well.
But here comes Cameron, and Jing Wei electing to stay in lane. Now starting to head back is Cameron. We might see a boxing fight here on the left-hand side.
Just a little bit, already gonna see it, and we're gonna see a fight over in the mid lane here soon, but nice stun coming out. KeegsMate gonna be able to find a little bit of CC, knock him up, and knockups are probably the most potent form of CC we have in the game right now.
I would say so. I mean, you aren't able to use purification unless you do it before the knockup happens. If you purify in the middle of the air, you're just gold floating in the sky. I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot for you. Yes, it can stop some chain CC coming down, but if you just get knocked up, use purification, and they wait, you're in a whole lot of trouble. Knockups, definitely the hardest type of CC to deal with in Smite, and we mentioned it during the draft. eLevate having 4 knockups on their side is extremely potent.
Gold Fury is back up, and look who has the Wrath and is sitting right in the Gold Fury pit. That's going to be Aware, as well as Mollusk, the 9 cents coming down. Good zoning tool coming out from Rippin. Holes, he's not able to get in without taking all this damage, but the Cataclysm coming through, the Volcano coming through, the taunts, and once again, it goes to Aware Gaming. Jumpahhh going to be able to take out Kenshin, but that was the same trade we saw last time.
I've seen this movie before. Trading away Kenshin for a Gold Fury. That time really, really risky from Aware. Grouping up around a Geb on the Gold Fury with Truancii's ult available. Almost got stolen through the Wrath. Luckily they secured it, but this time eLevate has enough items that they can make something out of that pick on Kenshin.
That damage coming out from the Athena ult crashing in. Truancii is gone. DoctorL getting credit for that last hit, and now Rippin Holes may follow suit. He doesn't have the shield on himself. Aware is gonna find a kill once again. Doctor just adding these heads to the belt.
Now KeegsMate in ton of trouble. That's the last of his mana using that agility. Is Mollusk gonna have the taunt up? Yeah,
taunt.
there it is. Purification way late from Keegs, and he's gonna fall despite using it.
I mean, look at where they're at now. Aware Gaming are in perfect position to take down this tier 1, maybe even put down the tier 2, and the gold difference going to continue to plummet now 3.2k in favor of Aware.
When you draft this type of composition, the 3 tank, 2 damage dealer type of composition, you want to get ahead. All comps are great from ahead, yes, but when you're behind on a composition like this, you just don't have enough damage out of your damage dealers, your tanks aren't tanky enough, and it all falls apart very quickly. We saw Eager get absolutely decimated early because they drafted a composition very similar to this and didn't get ahead early. But this time, Aware, able to do it perfectly. I mean, this is textbook. You draft the early tanks, you get the Wrath online early, you secure 2 Gold Furies by the 12-minute mark, and now you've got a huge lead. You've got 5,000 gold at 12 minutes, your mid laner is doing well, your ADC is doing well, and you've got a huge Guan Yu coming out of the solo lane. This is looking bad for eLevate. They need to be sure that they aren't team fighting as 5 because they can't, at this point, deal with the amount of tankiness that Aware is bringing to the table. They have to look for picks. They have to look to pick someone out of position like an Athena who has no purification. But even still, she's so tanky. She has the Reinforced Greaves, she's got the Celestial Legion helm, and the Dynasty Plate helm. I mean, she's got a ton of physical protection right now.
Tank meta a little crazy when it comes to especially this team comp, because it was drafted specifically probably for this item as well. It's going to help their survivability. Nobody can even touch them. Niqued continues to just wail onto DoctorL. And after 2 abilities, there's like nothing there, and they can heal it back up.
He's just gonna spam laugh him a little bit, DoctorL, throwing some VELs or XY, or no, I don't know what it. I need on console sometimes. I'm still so ingrained on a PC VGS that I need like someone to do it for me, and then I'll follow up with it. Like I know the main ones though. Yeah, but I'm just so nice. I don't DM them with the emotes. That's all.
The ult over the rocks going to be able to get out just fine. 2 members of Aware Gaming tried to pinch him, and they're just putting their pressure across the entirety of the map. Now they're going to barrel down this left lane where the duo's supposed to be and start tacking away at this tower.
And this is the advantage that you have whenever you've got so much sustain and so much tankiness. You can afford these long sieges. Look at DoctorL right now, proxying between the tier 2 and Phoenix. He has that teleport available up in 3 seconds, so he's going to be able to back here, spend his gold, and try and come and influence these team fights.
Keegs is here. At least he forced out DoctorL's ultimate. It's a good thing that he kept it riding. He didn't just cancel it as soon as he was out, because otherwise he would have been caught out.
He could have been. I would have liked to see him play that a little bit more patient. I don't think Keegs had the damage at the time. Once he uses that persistent gust, you can just use a teleport. You've got nothing that can stop you. It's only hard CC that will stop you from using that teleport. So once the gust came out, he was probably free to just use that instead.
Cameron doesn't have dive bomb, but Niqued's not able to get close enough to try and make anything happen about it. Jumpahhh using the ultimate, but gonna get knocked up and pulled right back into all the members. Tyr jumping in, trying to find any bit of damage, but at this point, Aware Gaming are looking too strong. They're just marathoning down this lane. Vulcan not gonna be able to lock anybody out. It barely moved their HP bars.
Brought them down to half, but look at that, a conviction into the meditation. Everyone on Aware is full health now, and they don't have that giant Vulcan ult to try and change the fight. This is what you are doing whenever you're drafting a composition like this. Perfect game planning from Aware.
They spent so many ults, and now they have nothing to defend themselves with. Rippin is going to get taunted through, takes lots of damage, and that Geb shield is gone now. The zoning tool coming out from the 9 Suns is good, but Niqued able to find 2. Cataclysm coming out as well, but now DoctorL has that Geb's number. Going to be able to take him out in the back line, and now Niqued may be the nice target.
Mollusk is just going in, getting multiple people with his taunts, and then coming back and healing. And then going in, getting multiple people with a taunt, and going back and healing. DoctorL now level 17, just able to do whatever he wants.
You think it's just getting more comfortable with the controller? Comfortable, I guess, getting back into the Xbox scene?
I mean, we haven't seen any sort of signs of discomfort on the Xbox controller for Mollusk. It's really just been how he's playing it perfectly. He's going in, diving the tower, understanding how much HP and protection he has, and then immediately retreating to the heals. Guan Yu putting out already 9k healing, something along those lines. Sylvanus, 4k healing. I mean, we're talking about 13,000 player healing. That is more than Vulcan has done this entire game. It's an insane amount. You're basically taking all of the damage that Truancii has done so far this game and making it 0, and then still healing 3,000 more than that.
Look, I saw Jumpahhh come into this lane, and DoctorL was here as well. There's a 6-level difference between the two. Jumpahhh could have probably gotten some good CC, but there's no way he would have been able to move that HP bar.
No, especially with the conviction still available, and you don't want to use your hammer up against a character like Guan Yu, because as soon as your escape is down, that Talu Assault is just going to shred you, or jump on the horse and hit you with the swings from the cavalry charge. So Jumpahhh definitely making the right choice, just kind of saying, all right, man, this is your lane now. I'll leave.
17 minutes in, 3-7, read the kills. Aware singing a very different song than we saw previously. About 4k experience in the lead and pushing about 3,000 gold. Even though those numbers don't seem like a lot right now, 17 minutes in, it's been a very nice, consistent burn coming out from Aware.
Definitely strong, but eLevate's done a good job of making sure that it doesn't get out of hand too quickly.
Lots of damage. The Magma Bomb going to peel for himself just a little bit. The nice wall and the double tap going to keep him good. Rippin is going to get knocked up into the air, but here comes Mollusk, and now Rippin is looking very low and very dead.
Mollusk going to be able to pick him up. Here comes the Vulcan ult over the top, going to miss everyone. Jumpahhh's in a ton of trouble. Hammers away. The Fearless coming out from Niqued, not going to be enough to secure Kenshin, but that being said, Boronic in a ton of trouble. Great med, though.
I mean, the meditation brought it back, and now Boronic trying to get away. This Apparate going to keep him alive, and now there's just 4 members of the rest of the team between him and death. So now Niqued trying to charge through again. He's got this, he's beelining for Boronic. He needs to take him out, and instead he's getting almost taken out himself.
He's seeing red, and Boronic's the target, but the sustain is just too strong. Now Keegs sitting in below half health. Here comes the dash taunt, no purification for him, and that's going to be Keegs' 3rd death of the game. Aware is just playing this comp to perfection. They're just taking these long, drawn-out engagements, multiple taunts, multiple heals. You use your ultimates, fine, we'll back up, we'll use meditation, and now we look at the Gold Fury.
Niqued gonna get taunted back, while meanwhile, the Gold Fury is still being aggressed. Beautiful, just this placement coming out from Tyr is fantastic, but Jumpahhh spinning to win it, trying to find some damage, and instead gonna find it himself. Beautiful forming, Cataclysm coming out from holes, but now he can't roll away. And now there's rocks in the middle.
He gets the 4-man Cataclysm, but there's no one there to follow up. Niqued has been doing an excellent job on this tier this game. No deaths thus far, only involved in one of eLevate's 3 kills, but the amount of displacement, he fearless Boronic 4 times that fight. Forced out the purification as well. He's had a really, really good game. It's just not been enough. He doesn't have the burst damage to punch through this tanky, sustained comp from Aware.
Almost every fearless is on point, and once again, eLevate backs off, but Aware Gaming is back, trying to take this Gold Fury. Now there's zoning coming out, holes here again, but Gold Fury about to fall down. That's going to be another one for Aware Gaming.
Hey, just like it's really hard to win whenever the other team gets 4 Gold Furies, it's still really hard to win when the other team gets 3 Gold Furies. Now, Aware was able to do it last game, winning despite giving up those 4 Gold Furies, but this time, definitely more so in the driver's seat than eLevate was in the last game. Already 3 Gold Furies at 19 minutes.
I mean, what's the difference between these 2 games? I mean, it looks so close between game 1 and now game 2 is a completely different story.
Well, the fact that, hold that thought actually, as Thor's gonna go up into the air, Niqued wants to kill Cameron, the shell coming out, but a great 3-man dunk, Cameron's gonna fall, and then the ultimate from Vulcan over the top.
Now Kenshin forced into the backline. That's one bit of healing you're not gonna have. Beautiful coming out from Niqued, but now he's gonna get taunted right back in. Geb Cataclysm coming through as well. Now, eLevate trying to put their pressure onto this tier 1. They pushed Aware, or tier 2, they pushed Aware out, and now they're gonna find that gold.
So here's the problem with this composition for Aware is if you lose a damage dealer, if you lose your hunter, your top damage dealer in the game thus far, all of a sudden, now you only have 1 relevant damage dealer, and it's a lot easier for eLevate to do what they want, not as afraid to get in your face, try and engage, because you don't have that damage available to you anymore.
I mean, and look at it here. They're going to throw their weight around as much as they can. Taking down this tier 1 tower will be very easy, especially with Keegs here. Rippin holes, just going to soak up that damage like a sponge and then roll away.
Keegs going for this keen side's definitely the right call here. I mean, look at the tanky lineup for Aware, and just being able to get that extra damage based off the amount of HP that the opposing character has is going to serve him very well. That being said, it does get affected by protection, so because Aware is so tanky, and he hasn't built into the Executioner, it's not going to be as effective. I would have rather, whenever you see a tanky lineup, you think, I should build Keen size, but you should probably be building Executioner before Keens.
Look at the Fire Giant, they've already started it, and I mean, look at where eLevate are. They're nowhere near. Ultimates are being popped. Things are being sent. Truancii popping the ultimate, but it was a little too early. They almost took out Boronic, though. Rippin holes, and they're going to be able to take the Fire Giant. eLevate stole it.
Mollusk, he's the Wrath. He's got to be the one to be able to secure it, but he gets CC chain knocked up and eventually killed. What a horrible turn of events for Aware. This game was totally in their favor, and all of a sudden, eLevate get a tier 2 tower in middle. Now they have the Fire Giant, and the game is even.
DoctorL is in a very bad spot. His team was sitting nice, pretty, and happy, and now there's nothing he can do at this point. He's gonna juke, let himself fall, laugh fight, taunt fight, whatever. He's not gonna be able to back, that's for sure. Jumpahhh finally taking the kill.
Eventually, DoctorL was gonna fall there, but
yeah.
I mean, the call from Aware was good, and as long as Mollusk isn't the one tanking that, it's still good. You have to recognize that you are the secure, you are the Wrath, and so by tanking it, you're worrying about making sure you don't get knocked up, making sure the lava pools are in the right spot. That's the sort of challenge that the Fire Giant now brings. It's an extra sort of mini game almost, making sure you don't get hit by things. And he can't. We saw the Vulcan ultimate help them DPS it, but then he comes in, gets cataclysmed by Geb, gets knocked up by Geb, and then he's still in the lava pool, gets knocked up, and then they lose the fire.
Jumpahhh on target, waiting to crash down. Not gonna find the stun. Instead, there's gonna be a blink coming out. Niqued trying to find a fearless instead. Not gonna find it. The Phoenix continues to get damaged, but dish it out at the same time. Kenshin is so low, and Keegs gonna be able to find him. Niqued uses the ultimate, not gonna be able to lock anybody down. But if anything, that was just making sure the kill was gonna get secured.
That's one Phoenix down. Now Mollusk doing his best to save his middle one, but I don't know. It's not gonna be enough. Here comes it's already dead? How did they kill it that fast?
It just obliterated, melted, whatever adjective you want to use. Boronic is going to do the same thing to Jumpahhh, though. And now, I mean, Jing Wei going to try to get away. Beautiful magma bomb coming out. The knock-up going to save them a little bit of time. The zoning from Keegs as well.
We talked so much about this lineup for aware how tanky it is, how much sustain they have, how difficult that is to deal with whenever you're ahead. Whenever you're behind, it is not very good. It does not do very well because your team isn't tanky enough in the front line and you're only having 2 damage dealers in the back. You don't have enough damage to really put it out. Now, we saw that great start that Cameron got off to, but all of a sudden, he's level 17 compared to Keegs' 19. He's, yeah, top of the damage charts, but Keegs has more damage than him, Niqued has more damage than him, and Truancii on top with that damage.
24 minutes in, we saw Aware Gaming sitting nice and pretty, but now checking out the graphs, 7 to 10, it's not the same. You see that dip coming up, and that's huge for eLevate. That's exactly what they wanted, and that's exactly what they need to get themselves back in the game.
eLevate just played this so patiently, waiting and waiting and waiting for Aware to make a mistake, and boy, did they ever. Pulling that Fire Giant, allowing eLevate to get it, and now with 2 Phoenixes down, eLevate's just able to siege up this right-hand Phoenix, and Aware is split. They have to defend the Fire Minions, but they also can't afford to lose their 3rd Phoenix.
I mean, and they might end up doing that. Mollusk's gonna get knocked up, find the taunt, but nobody is there to follow up. They're only just now getting in, but a nice dive bomb gonna keep Cameron out of the ultimate, but Thor waiting to crash on down, gonna find 2 targets at least, but Cameron taking out Rippin holes and then getting taken out himself by Jumpahhh. The Phoenix is still alive, but not for long. And Boronic also looking very low. Kenshin forced out into the back, Mollusk forced out into the back, and the Phoenix is down.
Here comes Keys trying to just gas pedal onto DoctorL. The wall gonna block him off perfectly there.
Beautiful.
From Jumpahhh, gonna secure the kill onto DoctorL. And now that's 2 down and 3 Phoenixes down for Aware. They're in a ton of trouble.
And their sustain is gone. That's the biggest thing. They didn't have DoctorL with the first Phoenix. Now they don't have DoctorL when eLevate, you know, finished out that fight. So now they lost a lot of pressure. eLevate completely swung this around.
Are minions gonna kill this by themselves?
It's possible. It's looking so low, and Aware Gaming are so split off. There's only 3 people here.
Dude,
oh my goodness. It's 1%.
He has
Just a
all the
minute.
minions,
There
and
it
Niqued
is!
over the top with the dunk. Dunks down on top of the Titan. When you go for the tanky lineup, you don't have enough people to kill fire minions. Tanks can't kill fire minions, man. They just did the entire health bar of the Titan, and then Niqued gets the credit with the Lawbringer over the top. That was dope.
They just needed somebody to sneeze on the Titan.
Can we get like a cinematic of that? That was awesome. Just over the top, the old school dry bear. Dunk! Right on top of the Titan.
Dunked on. But that is going to be a split coming out. Aware Gaming and eLevate both taking 1 point for their efforts.
That was so backwards. You think the first game, eLevate's gonna win. They take 4 Gold Furies. It's, you know, that's their game to win. And then the second game, we see the start that Aware gets off to, and they should really have that game under control. But all of a sudden, eLevate just playing it patiently, wins 1 fight, steals a Fire Giant, and the game was over. I mean, Aware lost 2 Phoenixes instantly.
Niqued, though, amazing. Both games really just came to an abrupt halt. Whenever there was that opening, both teams took it. Unfortunately, it was just kind of split off between the two, and they weren't able to find any 2-0. But that speaks volumes about eLevate and volumes about Aware. They're both growing, but they're growing at the same pace.
They are, but overall, if you're a fan of both teams, I think you'd be more excited about Aware's potential right now. Mollusk coming in, having his debut on the SCL stage, and really just had a great set overall. The tanky Circuit, the Athena jungle, great job overall from him in his first set.
All right, so I had production in my ear. We are going to be able to go see Niqued in that play.
I want like some slow motion, like from the Titan's perspective.
Look at that.
Like, this is awesome.
Look at that beautiful,
Boronic tries to stop
tier.
him, but just dunks on over the top. That's dope. That is really awesome.
There was nothing they could do.
No, whenever you got 3 waves of fire minions pouring in and you only have 2 damage dealers, and Cameron again gets picked off early on in that fight, just wasn't able to translate that great lead that Aware was able to get him. He should have been snowballing out of control. Instead, starts to go down in levels to Keegs, really kind of invisible overall towards the late game stages where they needed him to be the star of the show.
I mean, and speaking of stars of the show, Mollusk was the star of, in my opinion, the first game. On this circuit, he was everywhere, and the build allowed him to do so much.
Just that, and that shows the experience that he brought from the PC side of the Challenger Cup scene. Just being able, knowing that what he can get away with the build that he was going for. And here it is. Here's the big Fire Giant steal. So Mollusk is the one tanking this, and he gets knocked up into the knockup, and then Geb stole that with an auto attack? Is that what I just saw?
It was either the auto attack or the ultimate. I couldn't tell, but you see him just go up, And, and it goes down.
The in-hand from Geb.
Wow.
Feels bad. Feels so bad. You lose fire to an in-hand from Geb. It's like 30 damage max.
You know what the thing is? That's the second time that's happened.
That's unbelievable. I mean, yes, it's really lucky that eLevate got that. At the end of the day, it's lucky that he gets it with the in-hand, but there's no way you should have that opportunity. You have Wrath on your side. You can't be letting Mollusk tank that because worst case scenario, he gets CC chained and knocked up.
And nobody was zoning. There was no real zoning to go for there, but very good games coming out from both. We have Keegs on the line from eLevate, the ADC. How you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
buddy. Well, how you been? How
Dude,
you been,
I miss
man?
you.
I miss you too. How are you drinking Fiji?
Right now, as we speak.
Of course you are.
All right, well, I'll let you have this. Ask
All
your
right,
question.
I've
Let's
got
go.
it. So, Keegs, coming over from Soar, you weren't the dominant voice there. Chapo, obviously the dominant voice on Soar. How has it been for this transition for you, picking up some newer players and kind of leading them along this SCL life?
Well, with newer players, obviously comes the drive that the people have, right? Like not saying that Sword didn't have the drive, they obviously do. It's just that, these guys are newer, they want to learn more. And that's what I think, is a good thing. So, me, with my experience in Soar, I can kind of, drag that onto the team, and, I don't know, it's just really helpful.
Without a doubt. And going into that, are you guys where you expect to be at this stage? I mean, you're sitting 4th, I believe, in the standings right now. Is this kind of where you expected, or did you expect it to be a little bit of a slower start off with this new squad?
With the new squad, at the start of the season, we had In by Zen, I'm pretty sure. Well, we had Mythic, and then we moved to In by Zen, but, there are obviously issues, so we picked up Truancii and moved me back in the duo lane, so... once we picked up Truancii, we started doing really, really well in scrims, and I think that's when I know we're going to be a top team.
Is that in that transition, going from ADC last split to mid at the beginning and then back to ADC, Truancii, you mentioned him, how has his play really opened it up for you, allowing him to kind of take that middle lane role and go back to you playing these late game hyper carries that you had success with?
I mean, I love Mythic, obviously. It's just that he didn't communicate as much, and Truancii, he obviously has the skill, but he also is really good at communicating, so that's why I like him a lot.
All right. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
All right, you got any shout-outs? I have the easy question.
Yeah, there you go.
Any shout-outs? Yeah. Shout out to eLevate for, picking us up as a team. And shout out to Control Freak, Razor, and G Fuel.
There you go.
Wow, no Fiji shout out? I'm
Nope.
shocked. You've changed,
Actually, wait.
Keegs.
Shout out to Ob the
Oh.
Worst.
Oh, okay. I knew there'd be one weird shout out in there.
Yeah.
I would have been shocked if Keegs had gone total corporate mode.
All right, well, thank you for giving us
I'm a mature player. I do not do that.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Nice.
Thank you for giving us such fantastic games. We really appreciate having you on, and really excited to see what you guys have to offer in the rest of the split.
All right, have a good day, everyone.
You too.
Thanks,
Thank
Keegs.
you. That was Keegs, the ADC coming out from eLevate.
Clearly matured a lot. Good
That-
for I mean, in all seriousness, this squad is definitely maturing overall, getting together with that synergy. And Keegs mentioned it. I mean, they had a lot of roster swaps early on in this season, and Truancii definitely showing that he's comfortable, especially on Vulcan, on that middle lane, allowing Keegs to play the playstyle that he wants to in the duo lane. Definitely excited to see what eLevate can do later on in this split.
Any other final thoughts?
Man, Geb autos are really damaging. They hurt. They
Rip
hurt
the
your
dream.
soul when they steal Fire Giants. Just an unbelievable set overall.
Very close, very nice. But we have more sets coming for you tomorrow. Tune in at 1 EST. We have the EU side coming at you. But that's all for us today. From the casters, from Peckies in the back, from everybody else, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.